Hey, how's it going, everybody? Okay, so I'm Nick, and this is Nathan.
What's up?
Okay, so I'm a huge WWE wrestling fan. I'm a huge wrestling fan from around the world. I'm not from around the world. I just love watching wrestling around the world. New Japan, ROH, CZW, even stuff like that. So yeah, I'm here to talk about WWE today. Some big news happened today that's breaking about a couple of hours ago. Roman Reigns, former three-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, former Shield member, has been suspended for 30 days for substance abuse for the wellness policy of WWE. And this comes as shocking news as last night on WWE Monday Night Raw, Roman Reigns was anointed a number one contender to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship that now belongs to Dean Ambrose. Him and Seth Rollins were chosen to face Dean Ambrose at Battleground, which is the next pay-per-view for WWE next month. This is shocking news as Roman Reigns lost the championship clean 2 nights ago at Money in the Bank to Seth Rollins, who then was cashed in Money in the Bank with Dean Ambrose. And last night had a match that came to a no decision, I believe. I didn't watch because I don't have 3 hours to spend on watching wrestling, and I was kind of asleep. Sorry, I took a nap. And I plan on watching it soon. But yeah, so now that kind of throws a wrench into the plans of creative and management. And I know Nathan's looking at me like I'm freaking stupid right now because he doesn't know anything I'm talking about. He does not watch wrestling, which is why I wanted to make this video, because this is astonishing news to me. I am stunned because Roman Reigns was being billed as, I mean, he technically is the top face of the company. He was being pushed as the marketable new face of the company after John Cena's injury. Well, he had it. Okay, so let me explain it to you. John Cena had an injury. It lasted about 6 months.
Okay.
Tore a rotator cuff, I believe. Mm-hmm. Had surgery, came back. So during that time, Roman Reigns, this guy right here on the screen, was being billed as the next top big thing. You know who Brock Lesnar is? Mm-hmm. Former MMA world champion. Yeah. He also came back to be a WWE World Heavyweight Champion 2 years ago. They both main evented WrestleMania, which is the biggest stage of the year. You know what that is.
Well, to be fair, I watched wrestling back, Steve Austin and Rock and all that.
So you have some knowledge.
Yeah, so I know the idea.
Okay.
The
idea. Okay. Yeah. So you have the idea of wrestling as it is. Okay, so Roman Reigns, basically this big, huge Samoan. He's The Rock's kayfabe cousin. Kayfabe means it's during a storyline. Yeah. He's not really The Rock's cousin.
Oh, damn.
His family has a lineage of wrestling, though. Yeah. And that's where he's getting his so-called push from. Anyway, a push is where they push him backstage to be the next big thing storyline-wise. Mm-hmm. So, Roman Reigns is being billed as this next top guy, and he's being pushed down the crowd's throat. And he's basically, as people, like you saw when you were younger, The Rock, Stone Cold, they were organically built up. The crowd got behind them as they were pushed. This guy was more so pushed and being told, like, he is going to be the next big guy.
He was pushed behind, like, the people that worked on
Exactly.
Him. Okay.
Being is billed like, you have to like him. This is what the product's going to be. Yeah. You either like him or you find somebody else to like. So the crowd turned on him to where one of the bad guys named Seth Rollins, he's a heel. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns is called a face. The heel got injured doing a flip over power bomb, which is where they're on the turnbuckle. He flips over. Yeah. His knee buckled, and he got out. He tore his MCL and ACL. He was out for about 6 to 8 months. But he was a champion, and before he had to relinquish his title to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was actually going to beat him the month after, so it didn't really matter. But Seth Rollins never lost a championship. Came back kayfabe, of course. And so came back to cheers, but he was a heel. He came back and attacked Roman Reigns. So right then and there, he was kind of a face, and Roman Reigns turned into a bad guy. But Roman Reigns was being billed as a bad guy ever since. So come to last Sunday, which was a pay-per-view. So everybody in the building was booing Roman Reigns, who was supposed to be the face. Yeah. And cheering Seth Rollins, who has called the crowd stupid idiots, called the crowd bad things, tried to get underneath the crowd's skin. Doesn't work. He's still being billed as a face. They're treating him as a face. So anyway, what happens is Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns clean. Another guy comes out with a briefcase called Money in the Bank, has a contract at any time he can get a championship match. Anyway, he pins Seth Rollins for the championship, becomes a one-time champion. It's his first championship ever, being the top guy. Yeah. All three of these guys used to be in a faction called the Shield. Shield was a huge faction, took control over the company. They were big guys. They beat the likes of The Rock, John Cena, Undertaker, big guys like that, which I know you know. Yeah. So yeah, that happened. So pretty much this guy's the next big star. He's being pushed as the next big thing. He's one of the most marketable guys in the company behind John Cena. And now the news comes out today, after being put into the position last night to have a rematch for his lost championship next month, that he's been suspended for 30 days. And that is because of either illegal drugs or drugs that he was not prescribed or steroid use.
Yeah, steroids.
Now, I don't think there's been a report that comes out that says if it was steroid use or not, but one can assume, based on the look of this guy, which, I mean, of course, you shouldn't judge, but it could have been a Adderall. A guy last month got suspended for taking Adderall.
Yeah.
And there was some miscommunication between the doctor and the company. But one can assume it's steroid use. What are your thoughts after me saying all of that of this guy just not being a casual fan? What are your thoughts?
I mean, aside, I'm not big onto the whole company pushing you stuff. I want somebody to be the face if the fans are behind you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just my general take. Like I said, back when Steve Austin and The Rock, they were fan pushed, and that's why people loved them, because they were the people's fan, or people's whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not big into the whole thing. And then aside the steroid use,
that's even what it is.
Yeah,
of course, we're just speculating here. We don't know.
Could be.
We don't know. We're just speculating. We're just throwing things out there.
Whatever substance abuse it is.
Yeah, it was something. We do know that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever substance abuse it was, I'm not a big fan of him being, champ, or being the face, But at the same time, he has to, serve his time and.
Okay, knowing what you do now, he comes back in 30 days.
Okay.
Are you okay with him going to the main event? Do you feel like that's adequate for somebody who's being punished now? Because WWE has come out on their Twitter, on the website, and they have said full and frontally that he has made a mistake. He's been suspended for 30 days for violating the wellness policy. He's been issued a 30-day suspension, and he's come out on his Twitter and he said, I'm sorry, I own up to it, I made a mistake. Do you then feel like he should come back and be put back into the championship scene? Because the big thing between these guys is that everyone wants a triple threat match between every other former member of this faction.
Yeah.
And the big deal about Sunday was that in the span of 5 minutes, all these guys were champion.
Okay, here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
How far is the main event from after his 30 days? Is it like it right after, or is it a good time?
Oh, you mean how far is the pay-per-view from that?
Yeah.
I think the pay-per-view's passed. They're going to be working on their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, which is called SummerSlam after this. And SummerSlam is held in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. That's basically where they get celebrities to come in.
I know that, what SummerSlam, I mean, saying when is after his suspension.
30 days from now, Battleground will already be done. So they're going to have to change the card for that. So the main event's going to be different. And then...
Because, I mean, if he has a good amount of time from after his suspension to SummerSlam or whatever the next big event is.
I think there'll be 2 weeks, either 2 or 3 weeks until SummerSlam after he comes back.
Okay, well, I would say.
But now knowing what you know,
as far as what
and you're not even being a real fan, you're just being on the outside looking in. And,
yeah.
And me knowing what's going on the stage, reading dirt sheets all the time and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with him coming back. Now him being in the main event. And children seeing this.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Being from an outsider, I would say that's why I was wondering how long he had.
Yeah.
I would say at least, give him, an ultimatum. Say, look.
Well, now they do have a 3-strike you're out policy, and I should have explained that. And I didn't.
Okay. Well, no, that's fine.
They have a 3-strike you're out. So his first strike is now. If he gets 2 more strikes, he's knocked out of the company for good.
Okay.
The next one, I think, is 60 days that he's suspended. Mm-hmm. So he misses 2 pay-per-views, and that's without pay. And then the next one after that's 90 days, and that's without pay, I think, as well. And you miss 3 pay-per-views, and you don't get any revenue from that. And then I think after that, you are done.
Well, see, that's where that's another thing. Like I was saying, let him serve his 30 days. Being that the next one is 2 to 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say have somebody watch him 24/7.
Well, yeah, no, I mean,
but
you can.
Keep
an eye on him.
Yeah, keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't slip up. And if he does, then that's when you tell him, look, you're not going to be in this.
Yeah, I mean, he's the biggest guy right now that's not John Cena.
Yeah.
His name's everywhere, and especially now more so than ever. Something that's happened within the past 6 months is that ESPN has even started covering WWE. One of their old commentators now works for them. His name is Jonathan Coachman. He's now one of the anchors.
I've seen him.
Yeah. So that's a big thing. Before every pay-per-view now, or before every big pay-per-view, they have ESPN come out, and like for SummerSlam, they'll cover it. I think SummerSlam might be in New Jersey, actually. I might be wrong. I think it's in New Jersey. Whoops. But anyway, so yeah, they come out, they cover it beforehand. And to where they even have people come on ESPN every Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that, maybe Monday, and even do a guest spot to where they interview them and talk questions and whatnot. And, you know, they're going to pay them not to say anything about Roman Reigns. But I guess I just don't feel comfortable having Roman Reigns come back, even though everyone wants to see the Shield triple threat match. I don't think that he deserves to be put in the main event. He needs to be punished. And yes, I know a 30-day punishment is, you know, well, okay, that's what you get. But it just feels like a slap on the wrist. Like, okay, you get 30 days to go home and do what?
Yeah. Well, see, that's why I was saying, like, I'm not totally okay with him coming back.
Yeah.
But at least, you know, with them kind of keep an eye on him, say, look, if you slip up, then SummerSlam, you're out.
I don't know. I guess I'm more critical of this guy than others because he has been spoon-fed.
Oh, okay.
His way up. He has been.
Oh, yeah, because he's been through the.
Exactly. He's been given everything, and now all of a sudden you kind of drop it like a hammer on your own foot, and he's taken it for granted.
Yeah.
Basically, he's taken all this success for granted, and now you go and you screw up like this. It's just, I don't feel comfortable with him coming back and him giving another opportunity again because in my eyes he just wasted it, and he shouldn't get another one at least within the next year.
Well, I mean. Okay, yeah. Okay, so
Words can't speak today.
Yeah. All right, so you say he shouldn't be able to do it for the next year.
I would say that there needs to be some stipulation of we don't feel comfortable putting you in the main event. We want to make sure you're clean for X amount of weeks or months.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying at least, you know.
Just make sure you put something, because like, yeah, the 30 days, yes. Does it affect him because of pay? Yes. But this guy's well off. Just like, you know, if Draymond Green gets tagged in the NBA for fouling somebody for flagrant fouling, he gets $20,000.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt him. I mean, he's fine. Same thing with Roman Reigns. He goes home for 30 days. He gets to spend time with his kid and his wife. What's it really do? I mean, he's legitimately getting rest when everybody else is on the main roster working their asses off every single day, and he's going home to rest with a tap on the wrist.
Yeah, okay, see.
So you kind of understand where I'm going with that?
I see where it's
I don't
now.
think the crime fits the punishment.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be something else, especially for such a top-tiered talent.
Okay, yeah, then, see, I agree with what you're saying, and like I said, I do believe he should be at least, you know, kind of watched over, not you know,
of course,
somebody 24/7, but you know, have somebody at least have him check in, you know, kind of to an extent like probation, kind of.
Yeah.
To, you know, say, look, I'm clean, you know, do whatever they got to do, at least, you know, for like you said, X amount of time. Yeah. I would say, you know, kind of. I wouldn't say a couple weeks. I would say like 3 or so months, you know, just to give him some time, you know, to make sure he's clean and kept clean.
Yeah.
But as far as, you know, being in the next main event, as much as people want to see it, I'm leaning towards no.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with him coming out.
I don't think it's justified.
Yeah.
By any means. I don't think you want SummerSlam's the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. You don't want eyes being on his situation right now.
Yeah.
Because
especially with kids.
Especially with kids. And this was one of the big things about the 90s and the 80s and the early aughts was that steroid use in wrestling was a big deal, not only to get bigger, but to heal yourself faster, because it is draining being on the road every single night and being at a show every single day. You're having to perform, you're having to do certain things, and him being a huge muscular guy, he has to pick up a lot of weight, and he has to dictate the match by his physical ability. Mm-hmm. So I don't really. It's frustrating because he's been spoon-fed all of this, and it feels like he just took advantage of all of this. And as a fan who's been watching this for so long, and who's been not necessarily behind this guy, but I've been leaning more towards liking him because he is telling a story in the ring. I'm very disappointed in how this has played out and how I feel betrayed as a fan. So I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. And we got how you felt, because you're in the outside looking in. You don't really, you don't follow as hardcore as I do, because hell, I have my own channel about it. But anyway, but yeah, no. Let me know what you guys think below. Are you guys even remotely annoyed with this as I am? Because I am very displeased with how things are going with this story. I definitely want there to be more action when he comes back taken than there is now that's being landed against him. But yeah, let me know what you guys think below, as always, and thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We're going to be shooting out more videos today. That was some breaking news we wanted to cover real quick, and I thought it'd be interesting to get somebody else's point of view that doesn't watch as much as I do. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.